We gaan afsluiten met de laatste spreker van vandaag. Hij is stand-up comedian en hij gaat Online Tuesday vandaag afsluiten. Brent Emery.
Well, thank you. And unfortunately, I have bad news. I told Matthijs I had 5 minutes and I wanted to do some humor because I do stand-up comedy as well. And I also do, I'm involved with social media and that kind of stuff. And so I revised it and I found out I didn't have time to do humor. So I told Matthijs, I've dropped the humor. And he went, well, that's good. I put you on at the end so everyone can go home with a smile on their faces. Okay, damn. Well, okay, humor, quick. No, but I really like, I wish he'd been the last speaker. That was brilliant performance. But what I want to say, social media, I'm going to talk about social media a bit and try and weave some humor into it to keep you guys entertained. Social media has promised so much. Is this me? It promised so much to us. When it started, it was going to bring down cultural barriers. It was going to unite us as a cultural people. It was going to share information, share knowledge. We could, work together. Achieve. Via Facebook, we could achieve so much more. I mean, we could share and we could work together and, be leading the revolution force. Oh God, the boss is coming, quick, get back to work. But it doesn't really work like that. And social media doesn't actually bring us together as much as it should. It also makes things very easy because we're kind of disconnected from what is really happening. I mean, how many people think, that they're going to save 1,000 dolphins by liking the Save 1,000 Dolphin fan page on Facebook? That's not actually what it's about. I mean, so building the alleyway, the corridor for the elephants that's a really good development. So, but social media for brands is why do brands want to be social? What is about social media that is making us, that is giving brands so much potential? Well, the basic thing is, what is social media? Social media is it becomes more compelling the more content that is online. So a platform that the more usage, the more generation, it becomes more compelling to use. So it gets us into a perpetual cycle. Now, what is the user content? Well, I divide it into 3 things. We have opinion. So, your opinion of something, your rating, your liking, your evaluation of something. And that is very important for other people, for you to see what you think of that. Then there's the creative side, the creative content, the content we actually create on the platform, which is then unique to us and unique to everyone else. So pictures, what we tweet, what we write in blog posts, that's unique creative content. And then the third thing, of course, is participation. Participation in the online media, but also in the brand itself. So Foursquare is participation because it shows us that we actually walked into this retail outlet, we actually went to the store, and we participated. And our participation adds value to the brand itself. So brands want to, it makes sense to stimulate that. Because why? Because then you're creating a value for your brand. So as something like Facebook, now with 530 million users, you have quite a good pool of critical mass of content. But I think it's a step further. I mean, what is missing is the outcomes. At the moment, you can't connect the social media and the social content to revenue, to the actual revenue at the end. I mean, we know that social media is important, but we can't connect it to revenue. Now, something like Facebook has the opportunity here to actually establish and close that whole loop, because they could create something. I think this is going to come along soon, a social brand index. So weighting all those elements that signify our participation in this generation of social content, the liking, the fan pages, the writing comments, and using now the API extension, which spreads this to content all across the internet. You can weight this and you create an index of how credible your brands are in the social arena. And once you have a social brand index, then of course it can be manipulated. And then once you have a benchmark like this, it's an impact factor, if you will. It can be manipulated. It can be linked to revenue. How? Well, I mean, we already starting to have Facebook loyalty cards. So you are taking the social brand index offline. You go into a store, you swipe with your Facebook loyalty card, it is now connecting direct action to your influence, your social influence, and how you participated in social media and how that relates to your offline purchases. Now obviously there's, pulling all this stuff together, that creates a very compelling argument, because once you start connecting, once you start have a social brand index, then this can be used to predict profitability. I see something like this would be as important to brands as quarterly profit forecasts, because it's something that would give you that platform to link everything together. Now something like this, I just wanted to say, how many people here work in marketing generally? How do you consider marketing? Okay. How many people work in themselves kind of product development? Okay. How many are developers? Oh, okay. What am I missing? Communications? Sales? Who else have we got? What's market segmentation here? Who else? What kind of other categories? That's about it? Okay, so we've got quite a broad mix. 1 minute. But I'm just going to say that this kind of creation of a social brand index, as I see it, would then alter the landscape in how we think about and how companies and brands would participate in social media. I think it would change the landscape, because at the moment we think about social media as a channel, which is wrong. A channel is that we do research on the market, we try and understand how best to reach them. Then we develop a push to achieve that. We monitor the success of that, and then we step back and redevelop our proposition, and then we repeat and repeat and repeat. And that's what a channel is. Social media is not a channel. Social media is a paradigm shift in thinking. It's a cycle, and it's a continuous cycle. And you look at how that value can be continuously updated by social media. I mean, online forums are a good example. They create value for your brand continuously, and it's your user community doing that. Now, something like a social brand index created by Facebook, or created by a combination of social media platforms, would totally change that field. And I think close the loop in revenue and social media. And that's me finished.
Right on. Surprised me, man. Jury. Okay.